Yeah, I think it's very important that people are allowed to be armed. They didn't legalize guns for the purpose of shooting and hunting. They were always fearful of the government becoming tyrannical.
Most globalists would like to see national governments yield up portions of their sovereignty to transnational institutions like the European Commission. And of course, in order to achieve that and to prevent a global government from being overthrown would require the disarmament of the citizens of individual countries.
The United States Constitution is the highest law in the land. Yet today, almost all politicians ignore it, pervert it, abridge it, infringe it, and even violate it with impunity.
The so-called war on terror is really a psychological war against the people of the world, certainly including the American people.
Clearly there were criminal elements in the government that were orchestrating the event and allowing it to happen, knowing that they could radically re-engineer our society into the oppressive state it's becoming.
Is it any wonder we the people protest when politicians reward corporate greed, emit fiat currency, stifle internet freedom, and foment perpetual wars?
Somewhere upwards of 175 million people were slaughtered in the 20th century by their government. When you disarm a population, you leave them open to the worst criminals of all, which are government criminals.
Consequently, Americans see their country degenerating into a lawless, paramilitary police state before their very eyes.
There are many people in the gun control lobby to whom one cannot attribute ignorance. And I take in particular ones who are public officials. They have taken an oath or affirmation to support the Constitution. And when you take an oath or affirmation to support the Constitution, you're at least implicitly saying that you understand what the Constitution means, because you can't possibly support something that you don't understand what it means.
Under our constitutional order, we have taken the principle of oaths farther than has any civic order in written history. As an officer myself of the Navy of the United States, I think about this all the time.
Who is trying to disarm we the people when the Bill of Rights guarantees the right to keep and bear arms to preserve our freedom? And why was the Department of Homeland Security set up in the District of Columbia when the Constitution already provides for Homeland Security in every one of the 50 states?
The whole idea of the militia was to protect the states against the federal government. It was to be one of the very serious, tangible checks and balances against a federal government that might conceivably grow beyond the limits of what are in primarily Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution.
You can come after the people, you can abuse the people, but if you do it too much, you're going to pay for it. Usually they will depose the government.
It's clear some group is trying to take over America, as too many Americans stand idly by and watch. By eroding the two most important powers we the people have, the power of the purse and the power of the sword, Usurpers and rogue politicians are attempting to destroy the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It always comes down to the right of the people to keep and bear arms. That is the single most significant detriment to those who would create a new world order.
Let them try. MOLON LABE, in production now.